Fighting elections on guns, God, and gays. We're going to fight this election on our turf, which is going to be jobs, education, and health care.
Compare that with Howard Dean's comments from yesterday. I still have this old-fashioned notion that even with people like Osama, who is very likely to be found guilty, we should do our best not to, in positions of executive power, not to prejudge jury trials. We're joined by the Giardello brothers, who can be heard on WTIX Ringside Politics. On the right, Joe, editor for PoliticalUSA.com. On the left, Mario, a columnist for PoliticalUSA.com. Dean said we shouldn't judge. He's gotten under enormous attack, and now he's come out and said, oh, no, I think we ought to be about judging. When I look at Dean lately, who has been doing so fantastic on the campaign trail, it seems we see one misstep after another lately. Joe, is he beginning to melt down?
Yeah, I think he's coming under increased scrutiny, and it's going to be a problem for him. This is the exact reason that we can't trust Democrats with foreign policy. Osama bin Laden is guilty. He's admitted he's guilty. For some reason, at least Howard Dean is willing to say, well, he'll probably be found guilty. There shouldn't be a trial for this guy. We should stake him down at ground zero, strip him naked, cover him with pig fat, and let tourists throw stones at him. That's what this guy deserves.
Now, Mario,
that battlefield justice just isn't the American way. What his point here was that we want to show the world that there is a democratic process, even for animals like Osama bin Laden, not just to put them up.
Mario, look, I've been saying that Howard Dean has been an amazing phenomenon, but when you look at what he was doing, saying, you know, well, we better withhold judgment, it reminds me of Michael Dukakis. When asked in that presidential debate, you don't like the death penalty, what would you do if somebody broke in and raped your wife? And he had some professorial answer, rather than saying he would tear his head off. I mean, don't you think that this, while he's going back, he's retracting what he said, he's rephrasing. Is this guy ready for the prime time?
He most definitely is, and I just think that this all came about because he wants to make sure that the world sees America acting humanely, even with this animal, not just saying when the democratic process is best for us, but using it in all cases. We should be doing it in Guantanamo Bay. We should be using it with Osama bin Laden. And the fact that he's retracting is because so much negative publicity has come from this. I mean, that's just politics. He's trying to fix it a little bit. He doesn't need to.
Joe,
well, that's what Democrats...
I mean, is this a matter of the Empire Strikes Back? In other words, the establishment has finally figured out they got to try to take Howard Dean down. Is that what this is? A battle between the outsiders and the establishment? I happen, by the way, to like the outsiders. What do you think about this?
I think there's a very good possibility that that's going to happen. Look, Howard Dean has not won a single vote yet. He's looked at as unstoppable at this point, whereas a few months ago people were saying he was going to be an also-ran. We've got to see what happens when a few of these other third-tier candidates drop out and this race kind of coalesces behind Dean and one other candidate. Will that be Kerry? Will that be Gephardt? Who knows? But I think once that happens, the Democrats are really going to have to take a real hard look at Howard Dean and some of his wacky positions, this being the wackiest of all.
That's just, John, that's just conservative speak. He is not that left. He is actually pretty moderate. He came out really strong against the Iraq war and has gotten this reputation for being
like gay marriages. That's very moderate, Mario.
On the left.
Gay marriages is a very moderate position.
What he's doing is precisely what he needs to be doing, is starting to show the different sides of him. He's not just anti-Iraq, anti-Bush. He has a lot more to him, and he's more moderate. He's closer to a Clinton.
You know, the only question, guys, is I don't think he is as radicals are making him out to be. But when you take a look at this statement and you take a look at the statement with Saddam saying, you know, the world's not safer and all, that to me is not ready for prime time. Mario, look.
Mario,
you're dead wrong. These statements do not serve him well. That's why he keeps retracting.